The Ouija board, a simple game board some might say. But beneath its innocuous facade lies a chilling truth. It's a portal, a gateway to the realm of spirits where the veil between our world and the ethereal plane thins, and the unknown beckons. For centuries, thrill-seekers and skeptics alike have gathered around this mystical board, seeking answers, guidance, or perhaps a glimpse into the great beyond. But the Ouija board is not to be trifled with. It is a tool of immense power, capable of summoning forces beyond our comprehension. Many have dabbled in its mysteries and lived to regret it, forever marked by their encounters with the other side. The origins of the Ouija board are shrouded in mystery. Some believe it to be a modern invention, while others trace its roots back to ancient divination practices. Regardless of its beginnings, the board has always been a source of fascination and fear. In the late 19th century, the Ouija board became a popular parlor game, marketed as a way to communicate with the dead. It was during this time that stories of eerie encounters and unexplained phenomena began to surface. People reported hearing strange noises, feeling cold drafts, and even seeing apparitions while using the board. Despite its reputation, the Ouija board continues to captivate the curious and the brave. Some approach it with reverence, believing it to be a sacred tool for contacting the spirit world. Others see it as a mere novelty, a harmless way to pass the time. But those who have experienced its darker side know better. The planchette, seemingly guided by unseen hands, moves across the board, spelling out messages from beyond. Skeptics argue that it's simply the result of the ideomotor effect, where the participants unconsciously move the planchette. But believers are convinced that they are communicating with spirits and sometimes with something far more sinister. Many have dabbled in its mysteries and lived to regret it, forever marked by their encounters with the other side. There are countless tales of people who have unleashed malevolent entities, experienced haunting visions, or suffered from inexplicable misfortunes after using the board. This is one such tale, a story of curiosity, fear, and the unknown. A reminder that some doors once opened can never be closed. It was a Friday night and the air hung heavy with anticipation. The kind of night where the boundaries between the known and the unknown seemed to blur, and the ordinary could easily slip into the extraordinary. Inside a dimly lit room, three friends, Jake, Emily, and Ben, prepared to embark on a journey into the unknown. The flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows on the walls, adding to the sense of mystery and suspense. Jake, the skeptic, scoffed at the idea of spirits, yet a flicker of curiosity danced in his eyes. He had always been the rational one, the one who needed proof before believing in anything beyond the tangible. Emily, the sensitive one, approached the board with a mix of trepidation and excitement. She had always felt things more deeply than the others, and tonight was no different. Her heart raced as she wondered what they might uncover. Ben, ever the pragmatist, saw it as a harmless bit of fun. He was the glue that held the group together, always ready with a joke to lighten the mood. To him, this was just another adventure, another story to tell. Little did they know, their lives were about to change forever. The room seemed to hold its breath, as if it too was waiting for what was to come. The Ouija board lay on the table between them, an innocuous-looking game board with letters, numbers, and the words yes and no printed on its surface. It seemed so simple, so unassuming, yet it held the promise of unlocking secrets long buried. The planchette, a small heart-shaped piece of wood, awaited their touch. It was the key to the door they were about to open, a door that once opened could never be closed again. As they placed their fingers on the planchette, a shiver ran down their spines. The journey was about to begin. With a deep breath, Emily dimmed the lights, casting long shadows that danced on the walls. The room, once filled with the warm glow of electric bulbs, was now bathed in an eerie semi-darkness. The atmosphere shifted, becoming thick with anticipation and a hint of fear. Only a few flickering candles illuminated the faces of the three friends, their soft glow casting an otherworldly light on their features. The candles' flames wavered, as if responding to an unseen breath, adding to the growing tension in the room. The friends' expressions were a mixture of excitement and apprehension, each one silently questioning what they were about to experience. They placed their fingertips lightly on the planchette, the small wooden piece that would serve as their guide to the unknown. Their gazes fixed on its movement, they could feel their hearts pounding in unison. The room was silent, except for the soft crackling of the candles. Emily, taking a deep breath to steady herself, asked the first question, her voice barely a whisper in the stillness of the room. "Is anyone there?" she inquired. her tone filled with a mix of hope and trepidation. Silence. The friends waited, their anticipation growing with each passing second. The air seemed to thicken, and the room felt colder, as if the very essence of the space was holding its breath. Suddenly the planchette twitched. It moved so slightly they almost missed it. But then it moved again, this time with more purpose, gliding slowly across the board until it came to rest on the word, yes. A collective gasp escaped their lips. The reality of the moment hit them all at once. They were not alone. The planchette's movement was undeniable, and it sent a shiver down their spines. Emily, her voice trembling slightly, asked another question. "Who are you?" The planchette began to move again, slowly at first, then with more confidence, spelling out letters one by one. The friends watched in awe and fear as the planchette spelled out a name. Each letter seemed to hang in the air, heavy with meaning. They exchanged nervous glances, realizing the gravity of their actions. The planchette came to a stop, and the room fell silent once more. The name it had spelled out lingered in their minds, a reminder of the unseen presence they had contacted. A collective gasp escaped their lips. The seance had begun, and there was no turning back. The friends knew they had opened a door to the unknown, and whatever lay beyond it was now a part of their reality. The friends exchanged nervous glances. Was this really happening, or was it just their imaginations playing tricks on them? "Who are you?" Ben asked, his voice trembling slightly. The planchette moved again, slowly this time, as if an unseen hand was guiding it across the board. Letter by letter it spelled out a name, M-A-R-Y. A chill ran down Emily's spine. Mary. She recognized the name. It belonged to a young woman who lived in the house many years ago, a woman who died under mysterious circumstances. Legend had it that her spirit still lingered within these walls. After that first chilling communication, the spirit, Mary, seemed eager to converse. She answered their questions, revealing details about her life and death. But as the night wore on, the atmosphere in the room grew heavy, oppressive. The temperature dropped, sending a shiver down their spines. A cold wind seemed to whip around them, though the windows were tightly shut. The candles flickered violently, casting grotesque shadows that danced on the walls. Emily felt a growing sense of unease, a prickling sensation on the back of her neck as if unseen eyes were watching their every move. Suddenly, the planchette flew off the board, spinning across the table before crashing into the wall. The candles went out simultaneously, plunging the room into absolute darkness. A blood-curdling scream pierced the silence. "Emily!" Jake cried out, his voice thick with panic. A cold, unseen hand clamped over Emily's mouth, stifling her scream. She thrashed wildly in the darkness, her heart pounding in her chest. She could feel a presence beside her, cold and menacing. Then, as quickly as it began, it was over. The unseen hand released its grip, and Emily collapsed onto the floor, gasping for breath. Trembling, she fumbled for her phone and switched on the flashlight. The room was empty. Ben and Jake rushed to Emily's side, their faces pale with terror. They helped her to her feet, and the three of them stumbled out of the house, not daring to look back. They ran until they could run no more. The memory of that night seared into their minds. The Ouija board lay forgotten on the floor of the darkened room, a silent testament to the terrifying power it held. The portal to the other side remained open, a chilling invitation for whatever entity they had encountered to cross over into their world. The friends never spoke of that night again, but the experience left an indelible mark on their souls. Emily was haunted by nightmares, tormented by the memory of that cold, unseen hand and the feeling of utter terror. Jake, once the skeptic, was now plagued by doubts, unable to shake off the feeling that something sinister had been unleashed. They tried to move on, to forget the horrors they had witnessed, but the fear lingered, a constant shadow in their lives. The Ouija board, they realized, was not a game. It was a doorway to a realm of unimaginable terror, a realm from which there was no escape. The Ouija board remains a popular item, its dark history often ignored or dismissed as mere superstition. But for those who have experienced its true power, the terror is all too real. The story of Jake, Emily, and Ben serves as a chilling reminder that some doors are best left unopened. The spirit world is a realm of mystery and danger, a place where curiosity can have deadly consequences.